Hello, and welcome to The Pool is Abstract, where we're currently rewatching and dissecting the revived series of Doctor Who episode by episode. My name is Connor, and with me is the giant abomination from the dawn of time. It's Charlotte.
What the fuck?
Hello, Charlotte.
Hello.
It's been a while.
It has.
It's been a minute.
It has. Hello,
Yeah.
everybody.
Thanks for...
We haven't actually left you.
We haven't died. Yeah, thanks for bearing with us.
Yeah, we've had a little break.
Yeah, we said we were going to have like a week. We
had
had 4 of those.
We overindulged, alright? Don't.
We did, yeah. But we're here. We're back with the next episode that we were due to cover.
Yeah.
So that is the 2006 Christmas special, The Runaway Bride.
We got Donna.
Donna.
Yeah.
So The Runaway Bride aired on December 25th, obviously, 2006, and was written by Russell T Davies. Does it show?
Yeah.
You answered so fast.
It feels like a Russellism.
What does that mean?
You know exactly what I mean.
I want to know what you think that means.
Cheese. Sass and cheese.
You like that, don't you?
Yeah, but it is Russell. Sassy cheese.
Sassy cheese. Right. So, the only thing I have to say, really, before getting into this, I mean, it's kind of noteworthy for being... This is the first episode of the revival series to have a completely different cast from the pilot.
Yeah.
So, obviously, even though our Doctor left after the end of the first series, obviously we had Rose and Jackie and Mickey as those, like, follow-ons. Yeah, this is the first episode to have a completely different cast from that first episode.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What do you think of The Runaway Bride, loosely? Right, so before we rewatch this, we probably mentioned it a couple times in episodes about saying it's upcoming or whatever, and my understanding was you didn't like this episode very much. Has your thoughts changed in any way, or are you more or less exactly where you were?
Who knows?
You should.
No. I don't. There's parts that I'm like, yeah, that was fun. I like that. And there's other parts where I'm like, oh my god, please.
But how does it come together in the end? Does it come together as a good or a bad episode? Or a middling episode?
I don't know.
Don't just shrug at me. We're in a podcast.
I don't know.
We're in a podcast where you did a non-verbal, like a non-audio thing, and you didn't even answer the question.
I don't know. Ask me at the end of this discussion, and maybe I would have made my mind up by then.
Okay.
What about you?
I've always kind of liked The Runaway Bride. For me, it's like a 6 out of 10 episode. I like it. I think it's better than an average Who episode, but it's not great.
Yeah.
There's not really anything about it that I dislike. I can't be like, oh, I don't like this and I don't like that. There's just not much that stands out as like fantastic.
Yeah, whereas I'm like, there's bits I like. However, there's a lot that I don't. Racnoss.
Do you like the Racnoss? Do you like the Racnoss in concept? I know you don't like spiders, but like the idea of the big kind of arachnid body, human torso. My phone just binged. I'm going to mute that right now.
Wow.
From the, this kind of Spider Woman from the dawn of time. Just in concept, do you like the Racnoss? Do you just dislike her because of the prosthetics and the voice that she does?
I like the concept of, from the dawn of time, there was something that kind of was like underneath the earth.
Yeah. And
they want to come back. I know it's been done a lot of times. I think even in Who it's been done a couple times.
There are jokes at this point about how many like alien races are like living under the earth.
Which are the centre, quote unquote, of the earth.
Not even just the centre, just like in between like the earth's crust and the centre. Obviously, like the Racnoss is there, the Silurians are there. Technically, Jack Harkness is buried underground somewhere. There's just so many like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I quite like that, but I feel the way that this episode was executed, especially the Racnoss, I think was just a bit rubbish. They left it was so like the first half was, it's very much character driven,
Yeah.
and then the Racnoss seems so tacked on to the end.
Do you think as soon as the Racnoss is introduced, it feels more of a plot story than it does a character story?
Yeah, it is. We don't have that much time with the Racnoss. Do you mean it's not long
Not
before
really.
they die? I think
Yeah.
it would have been nice for us to kind of have maybe things a little seeded a little bit more throughout the story.
Yeah, I guess
But it is
obviously
what it is.
It leads into the fact that the Racnoss couldn't have really done what she did without her assistant.
Yeah.
I do like the Racnoss in the idea of this is one of the first proper, like, fully practical monster costumes we've had.
Yeah.
Like, the Slovene was a physical costume, but it was a person in a suit. Where a lot of the other stuff then went into, like, CGI. Obviously, the Jaggerfest was CGI. The Daleks were obviously practical until they had to do something.
Yeah.
Then as soon as they had to start flying, they were CGI.
I mean, we had is it the sisters or the nuns from New Earth?
Yeah, but again, they're not, like, monsters per se.
No.
But yeah, I don't know, there's something about the Racnoss that's like, it's so big and it's so impressive. It would have been very easy to make that as a digital thing.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that they got like half animatronics and prosthetics and things like that, and they got an actress in there,
Yeah.
I think is impressive.
I agree.
Yeah. But do you just want to jump straight into the narrative?
Yeah, sure.
So, there's a typical Charlotte yawn immediately, soon as we're going to start. Sorry, let me...
I've already had about 4.
Good God. Right, so, Donna Noble.
Mm-hmm.
She's getting married.
She is.
She's getting married at Christmas Eve, actually. And she's being escorted down the aisle by her father, Jeff. And her groom, Lance, is waiting at the end, at the altar.
Yeah.
And around halfway down the aisle, she gets kind of surrounded by this, like, golden glow, and these like particles and bits of energy kind of appear in front of her. She starts screaming, and then she kind of dissolves into, like, a cloud of energy, and she goes flying up through the ceiling. Obviously, everyone at the wedding is, like, baffled, and they're all like, "What happened? Has she been abducted? What's going on?"
Neris's face makes me laugh.
I don't think I caught it.
She's just like,
Just an eye roll.
she's so fed up.
Why are these two friends?
I don't think they are. They're just work colleagues.
But yeah, we then cut to in space. The TARDIS is still orbiting that supernova
Yeah.
from when the Doctor was saying goodbye to Rose. And the golden energy kind of flies inside the TARDIS. And the Doctor looks up from the console to see Donna. And he's shocked. What? And she turns around and she's like, "Oh!" He's like, "What?" And he's obviously flabbergasted as to how the hell she got there. She's... what she say? Like, "What the hell is this place?"
Who are you?
Yeah. And that's kind of the cold open, really. We get the titles there. One thing I find quite interesting about this scene, it's obvious that the cliffhanger from Doomsday of them, like the whole "what?" kind of thing, was refilmed for this. They didn't just use the same footage. Do you know why?
Why?
You're not going to know why. This is such a niche thing. But this is when they start lighting the TARDIS differently.
Okay, yeah.
They got a new cinematographer who started lighting the TARDIS differently, and it's far more brighter now. It was always kind of like dingy before, and the light of the center console was what illuminated the room.
Yeah.
Where from this point onwards, it seems like, the roundels around it seems like that's what lights the TARDIS up now. But obviously, to make it like consistent with the rest of the episode and the series, they basically had to refilm that bit with the new lighting.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. And do you know, most important part of this episode is in our opening titles. We got the gold logo. They fixed it, baby.
Do you know, it's been a little while since we've had a chat about Doctor Who, and I forget how much of a nerd you are.
What do you mean?
The most important part of this episode is the Doctor Who logo
It's
at
twofold.
the title screen.
It's twofold in the opening titles, right? It's the gold logo has replaced the silver one, so the one that was on all the marketing and merchandising is actually there in the opening titles. And they changed that weird, like, blue tint from Series 2, and they made it the purple one from Series 1 again. Good. They fixed the opening titles. And it will be like this throughout Series 3 until Voyage of the Damned when they change the music.
Yeah.
But yeah, good titles. Like it.
Oh, bless you.
What's that supposed... All right. God, you're all over the place today.
I am.
You keep dropping your notes. Just for context, Charlotte's literally lying down. She's horizontal currently.
I am.
Right, so... obviously, the Doctor's confused as to how someone got inside the TARDIS while it was like in flight. Donna's angry because she thinks she's been kidnapped.
Yeah, she's like, you kidnapped me.
Yeah, she's a bit irate. She's says,
so irate.
Yeah.
She's not a bit. She's fuming.
Yeah, she's like accuses the Doctor of like kidnapping her.
Yeah.
She's like demanding these answers. She threatens to sue him. She's like, me and my husband are gonna sue the
Pants
off
the
you.
backside off of you.
Yeah.
No, she's like...
I was gonna say bollocks. I'm like, there's no way Donna said bollocks
No.
on
What,
BBC.
what makes me... She's like, I bet Neris had something to do with this, didn't she?
Yeah.
The Doctor's like, is Neris your friend?
Yeah.
She's like...
He goes, who's Neris?
Yeah.
I like that Neris became like this like recurring joke though, because you know, like with the 14th Doctor, obviously like from the Doctor's perspective, thousands of years have passed since this point, and yet when he gets in that taxi and he talks to Sean, and Sean's like, oh, how do you know Donna? And he's like, oh, friend of Neris. He remembers that. He remembers Neris after thousands of years. Yeah, so Donna sees the doors. She's like, I'm going to get out of here. And she yanks them open and she finds herself staring out into deep space. And at this point, she realizes the Doctor is obviously an alien.
Yeah.
Because he has... Jesus. He asks her first, isn't he? He says, human? She's like, yeah. Is that optional? Or something like that.
She's so sassy here. He's like, where are you going? She's like, popping out for a spacewalk.
Yeah, I mean, Donna's always kind of sassy, but she's definitely more like...
She's max sassy. To be fair, she was plucked from her wedding. So.
Yeah, in this story, though, she's definitely like... what's the word? Sharp?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've made a note here, because whilst they got the doors open, the Doctor talks about Rose.
Yes.
And that he's lost her.
Mm.
And you can kind of tell that it's quite fresh.
Well, yeah, it's immediate.
Yeah,
it's minutes after, isn't it?
But from Donna's point of view, you could tell it's fresh.
Mm.
And she just turns to him and goes, well, hurry up and lose me too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, that's so brutal.
Yeah. Because the Doctor can't figure out how she got there, so
No.
Donna demands that he kind of gets her back to the church.
Mm.
She tells him where the church is. He's like, Earth, London, England, Great Britain, Earth, the solar system. And yeah, you're right. Just before that bit you were talking about, she spots Rose's shirt, doesn't she, on the handrail, and she's like, "Oh, I see. I'm not the first one you've abducted, am I?" And yeah, he's got this face of like, "How's this happening?" As soon as he sees the shirt, his face just drops immediately, and he's just like, he's just not having it. He's not gonna put up with this.
No.
He's like, "That was my friends."
Oh.
Yeah. She's like, what happened to her? He's like, I lost her. Well, you can hurry up and lose me. And then he just looks at her, and then she kind of like, what do you mean lost?
Yeah.
And then he's just like, never mind. So yeah, he's fiddling about with the console, and he tries to get it to the church in Chiswick. But he accidentally lands near Oxford Street. So I can't remember why, but Donna ends up calling him like a Martian.
She calls him a stupid Martian. He's like, I'm not from Mars.
Yeah. She storms out of the TARDIS, and this is when she sees that the outside is obviously smaller than the inside. And then she rushes off, and she's like, oh, that's weird in there. And the Doctor kind of like runs after her, and he's saying you should go back. so we can kind of work out what's going on together. But she's like, no, I'm not going back in there. It's too weird. The Doctor notices now that it's Christmas. Because he says, like, wait, is it Christmas? And she's like, duh, maybe not on Mars, but here it's Christmas Eve.
He's like, oh, wedding on Christmas Eve. He's like, doesn't he ask her if she likes Christmas? And she's like, no, I hate it.
Well, yeah, he says, why do you choose to get married today? And Donna says she hates Christmas and she plans to honeymoon in Morocco.
Fair. She's pulling a Christmas with the... Is it Christmas with the Cranks? Is that the one where they...
I've not seen that. So.
The one with Tim Allen and... Oh, what's her name? Jamie Lee Curtis?
The Christmas movie with Tim Allen that's not the Santa Claus.
I think... Is it Tim Allen?
Yeah, it is Tim Allen.
Yeah, and they try to go on holiday because they're fed up. Yeah. Just a little note here. Whilst this happens, they cut back to the church. And Donna's mum is there, and she's like, "Oh, I'm no surprise she pulled a stunt or a trick like this. Do you know, at school she was sent home for biting."
That's so you.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. That's big Charlotte energy.
How dare you? Most certainly is not.
Chomp chomp. Yeah. So Donna tries to get a taxi, but all the drivers think she's drunk.
Yeah.
One guy thinks she's in drag. He's like, "You're not fooling anyone, mate."
She's like, "Oh." To be fair, she's doing it in the most like crazy way. Like, she's not putting her arm out, being like taxi. She's like running in the road and being like, "Someone take me to my wedding." People are like, "Oh my god, you're nuts."
If I were a taxi driver, I'd avoid her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you be offended if someone thought you were in drag?
A little.
Only a little.
Well, it's just life, isn't it?
Life. So, yeah, Donna goes to actually, isn't that when they try to get a taxi? The Doctor like whistles and he calls a taxi over, and then he's like, "Have you got any money?" And she's like, "Pockets."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I haven't got any money." And then we like cut to the taxi driver kicking him out, and she goes, "And that goes twice for your mother." She's so you.
No.
That's you with your attitude.
The Doctor then tries to get some money out.
Yeah, so she goes to a phone booth, and the Doctor kind of zaps it with the sonic to get it to work.
Yeah.
She tries to call her mum Sylvia to tell her where she is.
Yeah.
And the Doctor goes to get money from the ATM so they can get a taxi.
I love how Donna asks the Doctor what he's done to the phone, and he's like, "Something Martian," and then walks off.
Yeah.
He's so fed up at this point.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for his curiosity, he would have left her.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, because then we get to the Doctor goes to the ATM, and there's this guy like taking the money out, and the Doctor's just bouncing behind him like, "Come on."
That's you. If I'm giving Donna energy, you're giving Doctor energy here. Just move.
Yeah, that's me like walking around Sainsbury's and like someone's just hogging the aisle, and they're like dragging the trolley by the side and just taking up like 3 times as much space as they need to.
It literally
like, move
behind them. Yeah.
Yeah, so while he's waiting, the Doctor notices the robot Santas.
Yeah, and Donna jumps into a taxi.
Well, obviously he recognises the robot Santas as the pilot fish from the previous Christmas. And yeah, they kind of aim their instruments at him.
Yeah.
That the Doctor knows from last year again. They're like grenade launchers and like flamethrowers and stuff. And yeah, he goes to distract them by using the sonic on the ATM, so it like spits out loads of money.
Yeah. And
a bunch of like people from the like a nearby crowd go, "Whoa!" And they all run over to like pick the money up, and then they kind of like, I don't know why they don't just like fire and just kill everybody, but
maybe they don't want to be, people to be drawn to them.
Yeah.
It's not like they could quickly change into another outfit without being really suspicious.
I actually have like 2 facts about this moment, and that's when the Doctor's standing there like waiting for the cash machine to be free. Behind him you can see Henrik's, which is obviously the shop that Rose worked at, implying it's been rebuilt since 2005. Because I think it's recently reopened, because there are signs saying like what do you call it? Like a clearance sale, but like when you first open. Do you know what I mean?
What, like an opening?
Like a grand opening, but they often have discounts and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got signs out for something like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, and obviously for legal reasons, the production team couldn't actually have real £10 notes flying everywhere, so they fake notes with they're £10 notes with David Tennant's face on them, and
I love that.
it has the phrase "I promise to pay the bearer on demand the sum of 10 satsumas."
Oh, I hope they're like circulating somewhere. Like some people have them. Do you know what I mean? I hope they weren't bins.
Well, there were so many flying out of that ATM.
Yeah.
There's almost certainly loads about. There were also some £20 notes with Phil Collinson's face on it, who's the producer, and they had the phrase "There's no point being grown up if you can't be a little childish sometimes" written on it. So cute. Yeah, at this point the Doctor sees Donna's taking off in a taxi. So he like chases after her. She's like, "Oh, thanks for nothing, spaceman," and then the car drives away. And then the Doctor like looks at the driver and he realizes it's another robot Santa. I don't know why Donna doesn't pick up on this. Like, I know she doesn't know about the pilot fish, but wouldn't you think like my driver can't see shit?
I mean, again, this is a woman who was jumping in the road, looking for a taxi.
Yeah, I guess. So yeah, Donna realizes that the taxi's not taking her to the church because she's like, you passed it.
Yeah.
It's back there, mate.
He's like, what kind of taxi driver are you? Where are you taking me?
Yeah. So then the Doctor flies the TARDIS in pursuit down the A4232.
Yeah.
Down the what's supposed to be a London motorway, but is actually a Cardiff dual carriageway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I actually quite like this. I took a lot of inspiration as a kid from this because I had, as you would expect, a lot of like Doctor Who action figures, toys. I had a TARDIS, I had the action figures of all the characters and everything. And I remember watching this on Christmas Day so vividly that I remember like after the episode going to play with my toys, and the TARDIS had this little like on the base, it had this little groove in the middle with an indentation where you could put your thumb. And where you put your thumb, there was like a rotating bit of plastic, so you could put your thumb in there, and then if you span the top where the light is, you could make the TARDIS like spin.
Yeah.
So this bit where the taxi's driving down the A4232 and the TARDIS is like flying after it, because obviously normally we see the TARDIS like disappear and then reappear. So this is one of the first times we actually see it fly. I think the only other time is in the Christmas Invasion when it like crash lands.
Yeah.
So this was like really cool to me, and like I said, I know this stuck with me because whenever I was like playing with these like action figures and toys and stuff as a kid, I remember doing that and spinning the TARDIS, and I was just picturing this.
Oh, that's cute.
So yeah, this is a moment that stuck with me a lot, and it's cool because the Doctor's like flying the TARDIS after it. There are two kids in the back of a car also like watching this happening.
Again, on about Donna being oblivious. How have the parents not noticed this?
He's got to drive.
The kids are literally going, record! Oh no!
Assume they're playing like a Game Boy or something in the back.
Just like, oh, we'll just ignore the kids for a bit. Just
they love that PSP. Yeah. So, the Doctor, like, he's flying the TARDIS, but to hold it steady when he goes to the door, he like ties a piece of string around the console, and he's got it like in his teeth.
Yeah.
And yeah, he opens the door and he tells Donna to jump from the taxi into the TARDIS.
I just want to say some of the quotes. I mean, the fact that the Doctor pulls up next to Donna, and Donna looks at him and goes, "Santa's a robot."
The way Catherine Tate delivers that line is very
so
funny.
funny.
Santa's a robot.
And he's like, "Yes, I know."
Yeah. He goes, "Jump." She's like, "I'm in my wedding dress." He goes, "Yes, you look lovely."
It's so funny. I think, surely, I know it was written this way, but the kind of chemistry and interaction between not only the characters, but Tennant and Catherine Tate.
Tennant and Tate, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there must be the reason why they brought them back for Series 4, because they're so
They're very
funny.
good together, aren't they?
They are,
not just for Series 4, but even for the 60th.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously she's reluctant to jump because fair enough.
Yeah, she's in a wedding dress and it's moving vehicles.
It's like doing like 90 on supposedly the motorway or whatever.
Yeah.
And And he says, "Trust me." And she says, "Is that what you said to her?"
Oh.
And then his eyes kind of like widen, and he says, "Oh," she says, "Did she trust you?" And he says, "Yes, she did. But she's not dead. She's very much alive."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Now jump." So she does. He sonics the door, doesn't he? So she can open it, and then she jumps out and lands in his arms, and then the TARDIS like spins off into the sky. I do have a little note here, right? So the TARDIS chasing the car down the motorway was an idea that Russell had from childhood memories of basically driving along motorways like in the car with his family.
Yeah.
And he would always like fantasize about like catching sight of the TARDIS like whizzing past and stuff.
Oh, that's sweet.
Also, this scene apparently was originally meant to be in School Reunion.
Oh.
But it was the way I've got it written down here is it was scrapped because it derailed the plot.
Fair, I guess.
Yeah.
I prefer it here. I think it would have been weird in School Reunion.
Yeah. I actually think this episode was actually meant to be in Series 2.
Oh.
It was meant to be in Series 2, and then I think obviously it wasn't a Christmas episode at the time, but when they, for whatever reason, they changed this to be the Christmas special and they pushed it forward, I think that slot got filled by the Idiot's Lantern, I think.
Yeah. I mean, this makes sense, unless, were they thinking, because I'm assuming they were still going to have the bride.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if it was meant to be a companion light episode or whether or not Rose was just going to be there too.
Yeah, because I feel like with a companion with this, it would have been weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know. But yeah, the TARDIS lands on a roof.
Yeah.
It's like smoking.
I love this. This little fact here brings me joy. The fact that the Doctor's like, oh, she doesn't fly much.
He says for a spaceship, she doesn't do all that much flying.
Yeah, and he's just like fanning it.
He says all that excitement put too much strain on the old girl.
Oh.
But yeah, Donna sits on like the ledge of the building. The Doctor's like using a fire extinguisher to put out the flames inside. And he says, yeah, the TARDIS needs some rest before she can be used again.
Yeah.
He sits down next to her. He obviously sees that she's cold because she's still in her wedding dress. So he takes off his jacket and he puts it around her. It's funny. I can't remember who I spoke to. It might have been Rob. I spoke to someone about this before, and I said, I look at him and I'm like, yeah, that's Doctor Who. And then as soon as he takes off his jacket and he's just wearing a shirt, I'm like, oh, David Tennant.
How do you feel about 14 then?
Look, because he's got a jacket on most of the time.
Does he? Because all the things I've seen, again, I haven't seen many of them, but I've seen him with the...
He's got his like waistcoat on in like
Yeah.
Wild Blue Yonder. But like in like the Star Beast and everything. When I picture the 14th Doctor, I picture him in the Star Beast.
See, I
And
picture him
he's-
with the waistcoat
Yeah. Well,
and the shirt.
but again, it's slightly different though, because even then, when he hasn't got he's got like the waistcoat on. Where here, like when he takes
It's just a shirt,
when he takes off, he's just wearing that blue shirt, and I'm like, oh god, that's David Tennant as seen in Broadchurch.
Yeah.
He looks like he's gonna stand like moodily on a cliff. Or, but yeah, he puts the coat around her, and she says he's too skinny. She says his coat wouldn't cover a rat. And he's like, I suppose we missed the wedding, did we? And she's like, yeah. He's like, still, you have the honeymoon? She's like, it's just a holiday now.
Oh,
Cheery, isn't she?
I mean, fair.
Yeah. Donna says, it's too bad you don't have a time machine, because then we could go back and get it right.
And he's like, ooh.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, you're right, yeah. Although, even if I did, like, I wouldn't be able to go on my own personal timeline anyway, but like, you know.
Just looking at him, just like, oh.
Yeah. So he gives Donna a biodamper, which is like a ring he puts on her finger. He says it should stop the Santas from tracking her.
Yeah.
With this ring, I the biodamp.
I like that. The way he says damp is what's damp.
Yeah, he hits that P, doesn't he?
He does.
That sounded weird.
Why do you have to bring it up?
I thought it. I had to say it.
Yeah.
So he asks her some questions. He's trying to figure out why she's being targeted, because he's like scanning her and he's like, why are they coming after you? There's nothing, you're not important, you're not special, you're not clever. And she's like, has anyone ever hit you before?
Yeah. Did your friend punch you in the face?
Yeah. He asks her about, like, oh, you remember when the aliens invaded last Christmas? The Sycorax in the ship over London? She's like, oh, I was asleep with a hangover. But yeah, he's asking her these questions, and he works out that she works at a security firm called H.C. Clements. That's where she met Lance, and she's kind of interested in him because apparently he's the head of HR, but he always offered her coffee. He said he was way above her. He never had to look at her twice. Those kind of people on those two different kind of like hierarchies don't normally interact, but he always offered to make her a drink.
Yeah. Well, she was saying, she even says, like, nobody brings the secretary a coffee. Like,
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah. But
That's
he
so
did.
sad.
And not only did he bring her coffee, but then we get like these kind of like flashbacks of them like laughing and joking and spending time together, and they look like they got on quite well.
Do you know, I love this. I think it's here when she's like, oh, and he wore me down, and she's like, marry me, and eventually I gave in, and she's like, marry me.
Yeah, she's like, oh, go on. That's so you.
Yeah.
You are Donna Noble. That's you.
Well,
You're
you're
Donna
welcome.
Noble in this story.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So the Doctor finally takes Donna to the wedding reception, and when they get there, Slade's playing.
Oh, yeah, this is what I wrote this down because I love this so much. She's like, everyone's going to be heartbroken. Like, cue Slade.
Yeah.
Instant.
Yeah, cuts to Slade, and then everyone's dancing. Sylvia's having a great time. Jeff is dancing. Lance is dancing with Neris.
Yeah. And she's like, you had the reception
without
without me.
And the Doctor, everyone like stops, and the Doctor like sticks his head out and goes, hello, I'm the Doctor. And she just looks at him again and goes, they had the reception without me. And he goes, yes, I gathered. Yeah. Neris says, well, it was already paid for.
Shut up, Neris.
Yes, she was, thank you, Neris. And yeah, Sylvia says she got Donna's weird voicemail.
Yeah.
Like, oh, very funny, I'm on Earth. She says, are you going to tell us how you pulled off the disappearing thing? And everyone's like, yeah, she's like, how did you do it? And everyone's like piling on, and they like kind of swarm her, and then she starts to like break down.
She's like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And they're like, oh.
Yeah, oh, and they all start hugging her, and then she kind of like
she looks at the Doctor and winks, and he's like, oh.
Did you say Doctor?
Doctor.
Doctor who?
Well, she looks at the Doctor.
The 10th Doctor.
Yeah, and winks.
Can we put that on a t-shirt?
The 10th Doctor.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Doctor Who.
I'm
That's
a fan
quite hard to
I'm a
say.
fan of Doctor number 12 myself. Yeah. But yeah, she winks at the Doctor. Doctor doesn't sound right now. He's got to be the Doctor from now on.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, we then cut to a bit later on in the evening. The party's kind of carried on. Lance and Donna are having a dance, and the Doctor sat down and he sees a woman with like blonde hair dancing.
Yeah, and he sees them dancing.
Yeah.
It's so sad. He looks so sad.
He's David Tennant, king of staring sadly into the middle distance.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like at the bar, and he asks this guy that's there if he can borrow his phone, and he goes onto the internet. Very going on the internet on a flip phone in like the mid 2000s.
Oof, rough.
Yeah. So he goes on the phone and he looks up H.C. Clements, and what does he learn? I'm surprised you remembered all that.
I'm not gonna lie. It took me for a moment. I was like, it was something significant.
Yeah. He learns that H.C. Clements were owned by the Tortured Institute. At this point, he also catches the wedding photographer showing someone his camera, and he goes over to see what's going on, what's so interesting, and he sees the footage of Donna obviously walking down the aisle and like disappearing in the lights, and he's like, whoa, wait, go back. And it made me laugh because this guy's like, people said I should sell this to You've Been Framed.
Yeah.
The news, I thought more like.
I was gonna say when they said that, it's like, how would you be framed?
Can you imagine Harry Hill narrating that?
He's like, I don't know what's happening here.
Yeah. Yeah, he watches the tape back and he sees that Donna was infused with what he calls Huon particles, which is like a source of energy that hasn't existed for billions of years. And he says, God, that's old energy. So old that it can't be hidden by a biodamp. And he runs and grabs Donna. And he's like, you need to come with me now. And yeah, he grabs her and they run outside and they find that the hall is like surrounded by more of the robot Santas. And he sees one of them's like holding a remote, and the doctor's like, "Everybody get back!" Because obviously we remember what happened last Christmas.
Yeah.
With Jackie going, "I'm gonna get killed by a Christmas tree." Yeah, he goes, "Everybody get back!" And Sylvie's like, "Oh, what's he on about now?" And then the balls start.
And they're like, "Oh, look at that!"
Just start levitating off the tree.
Everyone's like, "Oh wow!"
Everyone's like, "Oh wow, yeah, that looks lovely."
And then bang.
Yeah, Donna's like, "Why are you so worried about the baubles?" And the doctor goes, "They kill." It's not your best line, Russell.
No.
Yeah. So the ornaments are like flying around the trees, and then one of them just flies off and hits like a wall and explodes.
Yeah.
And yeah, they all just kind of start like bombing around the place. The funny thing is, there's like loads of them flying around, and they're pretty big explosions. But I don't think anyone dies here.
No. I don't even think anyone's really that injured. I think a couple of people like get flown across the room a bit, but
yeah,
generally,
like I said, everyone kind of immediately panics and starts taking cover. The doctor runs over to like the DJ equipment with the speakers, and as like the pilot fish enter, the doctor grabs the mic and he's like, "You made one fatal mistake. You never let the man with the sonic screwdriver near the sound system." And then he like sonics the mic, and obviously the speakers go like, and they just kind of like freak out and break, I guess.
My question is, how that didn't deafen anybody? It was so...
Well, everyone grabs their ears and like falls to the floor, don't they? So I assume it wasn't pleasant.
Yeah, but do you think somebody, like...
That's canon. Like, one person there is now deaf.
Yeah. Do you know what would have been great and so Russell?
All the cats in the area just like run away.
It would be so great and so Russell if, after this point, Donna was just a little bit deaf. So if they were far away from each other, he'd have to repeat himself because she's like,
Do you know,
that's so Russell.
That's funny, and that is definitely the kind of joke that Russell would make.
Yeah, and it's like, it's so niche.
Yeah.
And it's something Donna generally wouldn't notice.
I'm picturing something like the Mavity gag.
Yeah.
But it's just the fact that every now and then, like maybe like once every 2 episodes, the doctor has to repeat himself because Donna's like, "What?
Huh?"
Oh, that's so stupid. So the doctor scans one of the Santa heads and he realizes that they aren't scavengers anymore. Someone's taken control of them. So he traces the signal outside and he like sonics up to the sky. He's like, "There's something up there, something up in space." And this is when we see a spaceship, kind of shaped like a star.
Yeah.
Caked in webs.
Ugh.
Don't like webs.
No.
And there's an alien there that we can't quite see yet, but we can hear it. It calls the doctor a clever boy.
Oh,
and,
don't like that.
And cuts the signal. And without a signal, the doctor basically doesn't have anything to follow, so he decides he's going to go investigate H.C. Clements, because that's pretty much his only lead at this point. So he asks Donna to take him there, and he's like, "Give me the keys for your car." And she goes, "Pockets!"
I mean, she's right.
Yeah.
Why don't wedding dresses have pockets? They should.
He's used to his suit with these pockets that are like 1,000,000 miles deep.
Doesn't he mention that at some point in this episode?
Yeah, at the end.
Oh yeah, because he says like,
he's got the remote hiding in there.
It's bigger on the inside. Yeah.
But yeah, she hasn't got car keys, so she drags Lance along.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's got a car. Yeah. So the doctor asks Lance to take Donna and him to H.C. Clements. And he learns that after Torchwood 1 got kind of destroyed in the Battle of Canary Wharf, someone else took control of the company. We don't know who, though. Donna also doesn't have any recollection of Doomsday.
No.
Because the doctor's like, Cybermen, Daleks.
She's like, I was in, like...
She says, "I was in Spain." He's like, there were Cybermen in Spain. And she was like, "I was scuba diving at the time." He's like, "Yeah, something about you, Don. You keep missing the big picture." So yeah, they get inside Hasty Clements, and the Doctor finds they get inside a lift, and the Doctor finds a basement level that's not on the floor plans. So the three of them go down there, and they end up in this like really long tunnel.
Yeah.
Which they walk down, and the Doctor kind of opens one of those like SpongeBob doors.
Yeah. Sure.
And he climbs the ladder, and he realizes that they're at the Thames like flood barrier. So yeah, once he works out where they are, he climbs back down, and what do they find? Segways. This is so funny. Well, yeah, because you get the shot of the three of them coming down the corridor, and the Doctor's like looking all kind of like stoic, and then he looks over at Donna, and Donna's like smirking, and then she just starts laughing, and then the Doctor starts laughing, and then the camera cuts over to Lance, and he's just looking at him like, what? He's like not amused.
No.
But yeah, at the end of the corridor, they discover a lab. It's kind of laboratory that's filled with tubes of like water. And the Doctor basically explains that Huon particles are being created from water and are being stored in liquid form. He says that his people got rid of them like years ago. And Lance goes, "Who'd you work for?" And the Doctor, well, yeah, he says, "Your people. Who do they work for?" And the Doctor goes, "I'm freelance."
No.
He told Lance he's freelance.
No.
So yeah, the Doctor does another scan of Donna, and he reveals that obviously she's saturated with these Huon particles.
Yeah.
The TARDIS is the only other place in the universe where these particles exist, because all the other TARDISes are supposedly dead. So when the ones in Donna activated, because, as you put it, the raging hormones of her wedding day, it created this like magnetic effect that pulled her inside the TARDIS.
Yeah.
He tries to dumb this down by using like an analogy of a mug and a pencil, but it's not really hard to understand, so I don't know why he bothers.
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? He's like, that's you, 4B, sums you up. And then he's like got a mug, and then he like throws it in, but it's like, I got it without the mug and the pencil.
Donna's like, I understand. I lived it.
Yeah. So yeah. Also in this room, by the way, there's a massive hole in the floor.
Yeah.
And it seemingly goes down to the center of the Earth, or so the Doctor kind of like guesses. He guesses it was dug by Torchwood's like laser technology. And then at this point, your favorite. The Racnoss, a giant half-human, half-spider type thing, kind of like teleports into the lab. The Doctor immediately recognizes it as one of the Racnoss, which is a race that was supposedly wiped out billions of years ago during the Dark Times. And the Racnoss calls herself the Empress.
And God, she's hamming it up.
She is.
Completely.
Too much for you?
They literally... I feel like Russell was like, go mad. Like, don't hold back.
Yeah. Is it too much for you?
A little... Yeah. Yeah.
Is it the voice?
It's just... She's just so, like... expressive, and she's kind of thing. She's, instead of laughing or, kind of saying little quips, it's like everything she says is a quip.
Like Bond.
Yeah, she does. I remember watching this for the first time and thinking, wow, this really is like a Bond villain. She's literally telling him it's her plan.
Yeah.
And so she's like, and then I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. I expect you to die, Doctor. Did you know that the Empress of the Racnoss, like, body weighed half a ton?
I'm not surprised, especially because it was like, what, early 2000s?
2006. 2006 this came out, so this would have been filmed in, like, that July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, animatronics were great then.
Yeah.
But they're not as light as they are now. Do you mean we've grown a bit since then?
Yeah, so the main body was like a giant puppet that was worked with like control rods.
Yeah.
It was operated by 4 technicians.
Jesus.
As well as Sarah Parrish, who was the actress who plays the Racnoss. And when she was inside the costume, she was on like this kind of seesaw.
Yeah.
So she could move the body up and down by like shifting her weight. So I think that's kind of a fun way of her being able to like not gesture, but emote, maybe. Just kind of like, depending on what she's doing with the dialogue, she can kind of raise the body up and down. It looks good.
It does look good.
It looks good. It holds up still, I think. I don't think looking at it, you're like, oh, that looks bad.
No.
But yeah, Lance sees the Racnoss and runs off.
Yeah.
And she's made like a massive web above the pit where the body of H.C. Clements himself.
Yeah, the doctor's like, oh, did Mr. Clements wear, like... Spats.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, how'd you know? And he's like,
Yeah.
And points upwards. And she's like...
Yeah, the camera does like a dramatic zoom and she goes, oh, God. Yeah, and the Empress goes, my Christmas dinner.
Shit. So shit. That's such an early Bond kind of quip as well. It's so bad. I like Bond.
Go check out Bonding.
Oh, you're going to do a little shout
Yeah,
out?
we'll do. I mean, it's come up now. It's come up twice.
I might as well, yeah. Go on then.
Yeah, go check out Bonding. That's my podcast that I do with a couple of friends where we watch the James Bond movies.
Yeah. There's, you do it with Louis and James, and
Yes.
James will be...
On the pod soon.
Yeah.
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 Okay. With that plug over.
Yeah, if you like Doctor Who and James Bond.
I only know one person who loves both.
That's Rob.
Rob. So yeah, the Doctor is talking to the Empress, and he asks if there are any other survivors. And he basically tells Donna that the species is like a threat because they eat everything. Like, they destroyed whole planets.
Yeah.
And the Empress says, it's not our fault, we're born starving. It's just our biology.
Me.
Wow.
I'm going to tell you that next time.
I was born starving.
I was born starving.
Oh, God. So at this point, Lance comes out of a door and he sneaks up behind the Racnoss with a big axe.
And Donna, oh no. She's like, you may not be killed by this, but how do you deal against an axe?
Yeah.
Get him, Lance.
Yeah, sure. Get him, Lance. And
he's like,
what are you waiting for? Do it. And
it takes us so long to process this. Even the Doctor's looking at her like, come on, love.
Yeah.
Like,
because Lance looks like he's gonna hit her with the axe, and then she turns around, and then he stops, and then they both just start laughing.
Yeah.
And she's like, stop mucking about, kill it. And the Doctor's just like, oh.
Not you as well, Lance. Another one taken.
No, the Doctor's like, oh, Donna, you moron.
Yeah.
Yeah, Donna doesn't know what's going on. And Lance goes, oh, you're so stupid. And the Doctor says Lance is the head of human resources.
Yeah.
And he's like, looks at H.C. Clements again. He's like, he says to Donna, how did you meet again? She says, over coffee. And then she finally realizes at this point. She's like, you were trying to poison me. And he works up. Lance was spiking a coffee with huon particles every day because they needed to incubate in a living being before they were ready to use.
Yeah. Do you know what? Watching this and watching, oh my God, what's the episode called? Lucky Day.
Yeah.
Lance and Conrad. This gives very similar energy.
Well, in the sense,
but Conrad's worse. Well, yeah.
Conrad's more annoying. Like, Conrad's more insufferable.
I guess Lance literally plans on harvesting Donna.
I mean, like, tell me who's the worst person, I don't know, because Lance was poisoning someone and plans on dooming the Earth so he can go and see the stars, which is very selfish. Where I feel like Conrad does genuinely have a vision of a better world.
It's not a good world.
It's just, what he sees as a better world isn't what everyone sees as a better world. I think the reason Conrad's so hateable is because of how good looking and charming he is. He's very manipulative, and he's very easy. It's very easy for him to, I don't know, I guess Lance is kind of in the same position because, like I say, he got Donna to kind of like fall in love with him and everything.
That's the thing, and I think it's not just the reason why I think they're both kind of hateable is because they both go for the attack.
Yeah,
because
because
he's like, "Oh, you're so stupid," and he's like, "Oh, why would you ever think I'd go for someone like you? And I've had to put up with your moaning." And he says she talks about soap operas or something.
Yeah, he says he only went through with Mary and Donna to make sure she didn't leave. He had to put up with hours of listening to her gab on and on. He calls it the never-ending fountain of fat, stupid trivia.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. The differences between those two episodes is Lance dies.
It's still not as bad though as Conrad saying to Ruby, "It was a chore getting to know you."
I mean, he basically says that.
I don't know, the way Conrad, he irks me more. I don't know why.
The way he says it
Lance,
is more venomous,
Lance
isn't it?
is more evil as a person, I think. But Conrad is so,
Lance is saying it to hurt Ruby, whereas...
Donna.
Oh, no. Conrad's saying it to hurt Ruby,
Yeah.
whereas Lance is saying it because he's genuinely annoyed that he had to put up with her.
Yeah.
I feel like Lance means it more than Conrad, but Conrad's trying to hurt Ruby, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, the Empress basically needs these Huon particles for what's at the bottom of the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, after Lance is ripping into Donna, he says he can finally be free and carry on with his life. And this is the part that hurts me, right? Donna goes, "But I love you," and he says, "That's what made it easy."
Oh.
Ouch.
Oh, I don't know.
That's the equivalent. That's the
Yeah.
equivalent of Conrad's "it was a chore getting to know you." That's the
Yeah.
bit where I'm like, "Oh, you dick."
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Doctor and Donna are targeted by more robots that have appeared, obviously under the Racnoss's control. And he's still holding one of these water tubes things, and he reverses the particle activity with one of the vials. Don't know how he does it, but it reverses the effect, and the TARDIS comes to them.
Yeah.
Sure, it's very convenient.
Yes.
But sure, okay. I don't know how you can just turn this vial and it reverses the effect, but sure. Yeah, they get in the TARDIS, they escape, and the Empress says, with the knowledge gained by dosing Donna, she knows how to achieve the same result with Lance. So she's like, "Hey, we don't have Donna anymore, but we have you." So then the robots are holding him, and they force feed him the Huon liquid.
Well, this
and,
is what makes me this what makes me laugh. Obviously, they couldn't have done that to Donna, but they could have done that to Donna. Do you know what I mean? They give her small amounts over a long period of time with Lance. They're like, well, guess we'll drown you.
That's what I mean. This episode's fun, but it's not the best written because it's that thing of
it's not watertight.
It's
pardon the pun.
It's that thing of why do they have to dose Donna slowly over months if they can do it to Lance in 5 minutes? And yeah, he writes that away with that single line of the Racnoss saying, "Oh well, I learned information by the way we did it to Donna, so now I know I can do it to you in 5 minutes." And you're like, doesn't really make sense, but okay.
Yeah.
Fine. All right. Yeah, so the Doctor and Donna are in the TARDIS, and he's immediately on damage control. He's right, we need to get out of here, we need to do this, we need to do that, and Donna's sat there and she's just crying.
Yeah. Oh,
which I like that, because Donna's so spicy in this.
Yeah.
I like that she's not immediately "Oh, screw this guy." She still is human and she's affected by this, and she has to take a moment to kind of sit down and...
I think this is probably one of the worst days. Not but one of the worst days the companions have had. Do you know what I mean? I mean, let's be fair. They've had some horrendous... I mean, Donna has, turned left, but do you know what I mean?
That's a rough year.
That's it, yeah.
Actually, that's longer than a year, isn't it? No.
I don't know, I can't remember.
Well, yeah, because it resets from this point, turn left, so 2000... Christmas 2007 it's meant to be. And it goes up to 2009.
Oh, God.
So, yeah there's 2 years in that alternate timeline.
Yeah. But, yeah, I feel like... Do you mean she got abducted from her wedding and then...
Yeah, kidnapped...
By a robot, kidnapped by the Doctor.
Introduced to an alien and thrown into space, and then been accused by strangers of being in drag, kicked out of a taxi, kidnapped by another robot, having to jump out of a taxi doing 90 miles an hour on the motorway, got back to your wedding reception to find out everyone had just carried on without you.
And they had to go at you for leaving.
Yeah, they had to go at you for being kidnapped. And then essentially a terrorist attack.
On your wedding.
On your wedding reception. And then finding out that your employer is actually crooked as hell.
And then
and
your
is
husband...
run by another alien, a big spider woman. And your husband betrayed you, never loved you, has been poisoning you for months.
And at this point, the doctor... I'm not sure whether it happens here, but they're talking about the energy inside her, and the doctor's like, yeah, it's going to kill you.
Does he?
I'm not sure whether it's here or earlier on, but she's like, she's like, oh, having that stuff inside
you're right.
me, is that bad?
She says,
and he's like, yeah.
He's like, is it dangerous? And she's like, is it dangerous? And he goes, no. And then she's like, but your people, you said your people got rid of it. So why would you do that if it's not dangerous? She's like, is it safe? And that's when he's like, no.
You're going to die.
Yeah. So the Doctor takes the TARDIS back in time, billions of years, to the creation of the Earth. So he wants to know why the Racnoss dug into the core of the planet. So he kind of tempts Donna into looking, and that's when they notice the Racnoss spaceship hiding from the fledgling empires that's kind of like hunting them down. And this is a cool thing. I wish we got to see this more. He fast forwards time.
Yeah.
Like he goes on like fast forward, and they watch time go fast outside the ship, and they see the Earth is forming around the ship. So something wasn't hidden at the center of the Earth. Something became the center of the Earth.
Yeah.
Which is the ship.
So I like how he explains this to Donna as well. Because she asks where Earth is, and he was saying like it's all dust, it's around you, but one piece which is larger than the other has a gravitational pull that pulls the rest into and then creates the Earth. And I really like that explanation. And then for her to see it, and then and she's like, so that is the big piece of Earth then.
Yeah. It's a good kind of like twist in terms of like, oh, that was the thing all along, and it's been there all this time. But it does harken back to the fact that when Doctor Who started in 1963, it was meant to be an educational program.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it kind of was in the early days, because again,
I mean, I haven't seen it. So.
I know we've had like, not in massive detail, but I've spoken to you before about like the William Hartnell era, the first Doctor, and how there were a lot of what we call pure historicals. So it's not like, hey, this is the Doctor meeting Charles Dickens, but there are aliens, or the Doctor meets Shakespeare, but there are aliens. They were like, no aliens, no like faff like that. It was the Doctor would go back, and I think the first one was, well, technically the first one was the Tribe of Gum, which was just like cavemen, but the Doctor goes and meets Marco Polo. And we see Kublai Khan and all that stuff, and the Doctor goes to the Reign of Terror in France, and the Doctor goes back to these, you know, the Massacre of St. Bartholomew's Eve, these like moments in history, and there's no like twist for like, ooh, aliens were there. The Doctor just experiences history as it was. Yeah. And it was meant to be, it's an adventure show for kids to watch, but it was also there to teach them about history.
Yeah.
And I think maybe around the era of the third Doctor, I feel like we lost that a little bit.
Yeah.
And it became more about the action and the adventure and the aliens and stuff.
Do you think that's because, I mean, I don't know when Doctor Who started, but do you think that's because we were looking around Star Wars era then?
No, because this would have been pre-Star Wars. Star Wars was 77.
Yeah.
The third Doctor era was early 70s. I think it was James Bond, actually. Because
really?
a lot of the third Doctor era, where he's working for UNIT, does take heavy influence from those Bond movies.
Yeah.
He starts using like Aikido, and you know it becomes less about him outsmarting his enemies, and he can just use martial arts to defeat them.
Yeah, but I think more like the alien side of things, and more like, you know, seeing different planets and having different things invade. Do you think that's kind of more from Star Wars?
Star Trek, maybe.
True. Yeah.
Don't know. But yeah, like I say, Doctor Who was intended by its creators to be like an educational show, an easy way to get kids into education. And I feel like that's something that kind of got lost a bit along the way.
Yeah.
And there are some good moments in there. Like I learned bits of history. Like I know when Charles Dickens died because of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There are things like that. But yeah, I know what you mean. I think the way he describes the formation of the Earth and the fact that we get to see it happen obviously in real life the Racnoss ship wasn't there,
Yeah.
but the fact that we get to kind of see what this might have looked like play out in fast forward with like the way he describes one rock slightly bigger than the others, but big enough to have a gravitational pull, and it pulls all the gases and all the atoms and stuff closer to it until this becomes like a solid rock, and then that pulls that then has a stronger pull, which pulls even more rocks, and it just gradually expands until we have what we now know as the Earth.
Yeah.
Science is crazy.
I love it.
Yeah. But yeah, back to the episode. Yeah, so that's the Doctor says that's why the Empress needs the Huon particles to awaken her children, which are obviously on the ship. If that happens, the Racnoss will eat everything and then everyone on Earth, or they might even just destroy the planet to free the ship. And then suddenly the TARDIS shakes and the doors shut, and the Doctor says that the Empress has probably doused Lance with Huon particles and the pull is dragging them back to 2008. Again, sure.
Yeah.
I guess it's just that magnetizing effect again. I don't know why the first time it pulled Donna to the TARDIS and this time it's pulling the TARDIS to them.
I'm not sure.
Don't know.
Because Lance hasn't got all the emotions of a bride.
Right.
We'll go with that.
Oh, he had so much at once.
Yeah, his emotions were stronger. He was in more panic because he was being waterboarded, so that was more of a pull.
Yeah. Yeah, but the Doctor, to avoid going directly to the Racnoss, he manages to skip sideways, as he describes it, into an empty corridor, the tunnel from earlier. And what does he use to do that sideways skip? Have you forgotten?
I'm going to say a mallet.
No, not a mallet. He uses the tribophysical waveform macrokinetic extrapolator from Boomtown.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He's still got the surfboard hooked up to the console. I love that continuity.
I mean, I did forget about that, yeah.
Because obviously that was a big plot point in Boomtown, and then they reused it in Parting of the Waves, don't they? Because the Doctor uses it to make a shield around the TARDIS. So when the Daleks fire those missiles, and it kind of boosts the shield. But yeah, he's still got the surfboard plugged in.
Oh.
Yeah, and he uses it to skip sideways, as he says, into that tunnel, so they don't land right in front of the Racnoss. And yeah, they get out, and he listens at a door. He's like, Donna's like talking to him. No, sorry, he's talking to her, and he's like listening at the door, and he turns around and he's like, bloody hell, that's the longest you've gone without saying something, and then she's just gone because she's been kidnapped. Not only has she been kidnapped, but she's been suspended up in the Racnoss's web.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Empress activates the Huon particles, which come out of Donna and Lance, and they kind of fall down the hole. And she basically says, my kids are going to be hungry, you know? So I'm gonna drop some meat down for them. I've just realised that I've just been talking for like 10 minutes and you've just been looking at me going,
I'm visualising it, alright. I'm playing this episode in my brain.
Yeah. I just had that moment of like, I feel like I've been talking a while. But yeah, Lance...
Because Donna and Lance are like having it at each other at the moment, aren't they? They're like...
Yes.
She's like, can't believe you did this. And he's like, no.
Yeah, Lance even says to the Empress, like, oh, choose her, kill her. But she's like, oh, that's impolite.
Yeah.
So then she cuts him down.
Respect. She's there. She's like, do you know what? I understand, woman, that you're having a terrible day. He is a bad husband. I'll set you free.
Oh, because before this happens, there's that thing where she's like, say please, and they're both like, please. And I can't remember what she asked them, but she's like, you're supposed to say I do, and then they both do it. And she goes, I don't. And then she cuts Lance down, and he falls down the hole.
Yeah.
To his death.
Yeah.
Until Big Finish pick up that story arc, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing.
The Adventures of Lance.
I mean, look, throughout history, well, you see, science fiction history, people have fallen down big holes and survived. Yeah. Palpatine.
It's a Star Wars thing.
Yeah. and have survived. But I don't think falling down a hole to a load of Racnoss children, which is then flooded, I don't like his chances.
Yeah, but that's when you find out, like, I don't know, River Song's actually down there or something.
And she
then,
catches
like,
him.
yeah, she catches him and then Vortex manipulates out of there. And then, yeah, they have, like, a box set worth of adventures together.
Yeah. I love how she's like, oh, my children are down there. They'll be hungry. You seriously think Lance? You eat worlds. Lance is going to feed them?
He's not even a big guy.
No.
He's a pretty, like, average to slim build man who's on the shorter side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know.
Maybe it's because he's filled with the energy.
Oh, the human particles.
Yeah, maybe that'll kind of like...
Yeah.
It's like extra like protein powder or something.
It's like putting a protein powder on your chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, so the Empress ship is flying over the city at this point. The Star Web Star, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
And, yeah, this girl's like, oh, look, Mum, it's a Christmas star. And then it starts firing, like, lightning everywhere.
And she just stands there.
Yeah, everyone's, like, panicking and freaking out,
And
yeah.
she's just like, ah!
Yeah, she just stands there looking at it, screaming, and then as this, like, bit of lightning gets closer, this man eventually just picks her up and runs away.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that the father? In which case, why did it take him so long?
And
If that's not the father, where is the father?
Is this man just taking this child to safety somewhere?
Yeah. Yeah, the Empress catches the Doctor sneaking back into the room because he's at this point he's obviously disabled one of the robots and he's put like the robes on and everything and he's like trying to sneak in, and he gives up. He throws the robes off. He's like, oh well, worth the shot. And this is the bit where he uses the sonic to cut like a part of the web so Donna can like swing on a strand to him.
Yeah, risky.
But the strand is too long and Donna hits a wall like Wile E. Coyote.
Yes.
She's lying down there and she goes, thanks for nothing.
In his face, he's like,
So yeah, the Doctor offers the Racnoss one last chance. He says, I'll take you to a planet where you can't hurt anybody. And yeah, she calls him funny, and she tells the firing squad to aim at him, and which they do, and he goes, and relax, and then they put the guns down. And he pulls the remote that controls them out of his pocket. It's huge.
It is.
It's like, I don't know, it's shaped like the N64 controller, but if it had like a massive like antenna on the end.
Yeah.
And yeah, he says he reprogrammed the robots to obey him, and Donna's like, where'd you get that? How'd you fit that in your pockets? He goes, they're bigger on the inside. And yeah, the Empress says that, fine, the roboforms won't be necessary. My children will feast on Martian flesh tonight. I love this like recurring thing where the Doctor's like, no, just don't say I'm from Mars.
I'm not from Mars. Mars is an egg. Oh wait, no, that's the moon.
Moon is
No.
The Ice Warriors are Martian.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, the Doctor says he's not from Mars, and she's like, then where? And this is when he goes, Gallifrey.
The way he does it is such.
Well, this is a big moment because this is the first time in the revival that Gallifrey is mentioned by name.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus, it took him a while.
That's what I mean. I think we forget because like we've seen it. But obviously it's been part in our brain and part of our culture for so long.
I guess he mentions it a lot. He just doesn't mention it by name.
It's like one of those things. Like when you watch from the beginning, you find out in the End of the World that there was a war between the Doctor and his people, but you don't know the Daleks were involved until Dalek.
Yeah.
And yes, that same thing. We always hear about the Doctor and his world, but we don't know.
Yeah, he always says my home planet.
Yeah, my planet's gone.
But he doesn't mention what it's called.
But yeah, this is the first time the Gallifrey's mentioned, which is why obviously there's that big kind of like dramatic flair when he says Gallifrey, and then the camera like flashes, and then we get a bunch of cuts, and then the Rhino goes, "You murdered the Racnoss!"
Just
and
over the top.
Yeah, and the Doctor goes, "I warned you. You did this."
Oh.
And yeah, he holds out a few of those like explosive baubles, and the Empress like pleads for mercy, but it's let's be honest, it's too late. This is the 10th Doctor.
He's in his emo phase.
He's in his grunge phase.
He is. He's in his angsty teen phase.
Yeah, and he throws the balls into the air, and he uses the remote control to kind of guide them into the tunnel, and he blows holes in the walls, which causes water from the Thames to rush in, which kind of swirls around the Empress and then goes down the hole.
And she's like,
presumably,
my children.
Yeah, drowning all the babies. She's like, my children.
Do you know what the worst thing is as well? You can literally, they put the sound effect of the squealing in as well.
Yeah.
It's like, oh God.
Well, I think it's kind of meant to be a horrific moment, but I think a lot of people forget that.
Like, they're babies.
I know, but that's it. It's meant to be, this is the Doctor going too far.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? This is where Turn Left comes in. This is why the world goes to shit, because if the Doctor doesn't meet Donna, the Doctor dies here.
Yeah.
This is where the Doctor dies. And he's watching the water pour in. Flames are like rushing up. The Empress is screaming, "You're my children!" And Donna says, "Doctor, you can stop now." And he eventually like snaps out of it, and they both escape into the TARDIS. The Racnoss kind of teleports back to her ship, and she's like, "Well, fine, you've killed my kids. I'm going to destroy the Earth." And the Doctor says that the Webstar's like assault on London has drained its energy, which has kind of left it defenseless. And this is when we get the army, who rock up in their tanks,
and they shoot it.
Before they shoot it, they say that the captain like orders them to aim the cannon up, and he says, "On the orders of Mr. Saxon."
Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah. And they blow the ship out of the sky and tear it to shreds. It's a good effect though, actually, because it looks good, like with the effects and everything, with the rockets firing up. But it's the fact that when the ship gets hit, you can see these little like strands of web like fly off. It's not just like an explosion. You're watching these like bits of web break off. I think it's quite cool. It's implied the Empress and the Racnoss species with it all die. At this point, the Doctor takes Donna home.
Yeah.
He parks in her street. She's a bit sad. She says, "I lost my job and became a widow on the same day."
I mean, technically, she didn't marry him.
I guess, because they had the reception after, but I guess they never technically did the I-do's and everything. So
well, they did.
Well, they did, yeah, but
yeah, that's Doctor Who lore. Didn't know, but the Racnoss actually what's it called when you can like legally marry somebody?
Officiate?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Or something like that.
Yeah. Donna's a bit sad, so the Doctor uses a burst of energy from the TARDIS to make it snow.
Yeah. I want to know how he does that. He just like flicks a button, doesn't he? Or he just like pushes a button.
He says, I can't remember what he said, but he says like,
because
she's like, "You can make it snow," and he's like, "Oh, it's just a simple thing of changing the atmospheric blah 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 blah."
Yeah.
He makes the air cold. I don't know. Yeah. He's hoping that'll cheer her up, and she says basically, "You scare me to death." He invites her to like join him in the TARDIS, and she says, "No, like I've seen your world. I don't want it. But you need to find someone." And she says that she wants to go traveling. She's kind of opened her eyes up, and she wants to see more of the world. But she doesn't want to travel with him. But he needs someone.
Yeah.
She says, "I think sometimes you need someone to stop you." And he says, "No, I'm fine on my own." And he goes to leave in the TARDIS, and she calls him back out, and she says, "That friend of yours, what was her name?" And he says, "Her name was Rose."
Oh, and the way he says it, it's like, it's so sad.
Yeah. And then he goes back inside the TARDIS, and it disappears as Donna walks back home to Jeff, Sylvia, and although we've not met him yet, presumably Wilf.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the Runaway Bride.
God, it's such a roller coaster.
Ups and downs, peaks and troughs.
I know you could say that about a lot of Doctor Who episodes.
Yeah.
But the start of this episode and the end of this episode feel like completely different things.
Where do you think the switch up happens?
The Racnoss.
Well, as soon as it appears physically.
Pretty much, I think. Yeah. Because
Right.
It's
You mean because
so...
it just gets darker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite campy and like, woo. And it's like, you know,
Heavy for Christmas Day, isn't it? Ending with a genocide.
I know, because it's literally like you have like a little jingle, and it's like, ooh, cheeky music. Oh, look at us being with our banter, very silly.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I will kill everyone, and your husband hates you. And then the doctor's like, I have murdered all your children, and then I'll murder you. It's just all a bit much. But it's also good, but it's also terrible. I don't know how I feel.
So you got to tell me. You need to settle how you feel about this episode once and for all.
Come to me last.
You said that to me an hour ago.
I still don't know. I don't know.
Right, I'll read you some trivia time.
Yeah, give me
and then
trivia.
by the end, I want your response. Right? Yeah?
Sure.
Right. So, I know I kind of said this already. Though set at Christmas, this story was filmed in late July with an average temperature of 30 degrees.
I was going to say, it does look like nice weather.
David Tennant was quoted as saying he was blinking boiling during filming.
Oh my god. Can you imagine the actress playing the Racnoss in that giant metal...
To be fair, I guess she was indoors, so they probably had the aircon or something.
Oh, you'd hope so, yeah.
Yeah.
What about the Santas? Oh no. They'd be so warm.
Catherine Tate was unable to attend the traditional first cast read-through of the episode, so David Tennant's then girlfriend and former guest star Sophia Miles from The Girl in the Fireplace, Renette, she read the part of Donna Noble on this occasion.
Yeah.
And the last thing I got, a deleted scene involved the Doctor, Donna and Lance travelling to H.C. Clements in Donna's pink smart car.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, that's all I got. The Runaway Bride. Yay or nay, Charles?
I'm going to do the most unsatisfactory thing, and I'm going to say meh.
Right. 5 out of 10?
5 out of 10, because I can't decide.
That's okay. At least you've said something.
There's so many good bits.
But what are your highlights? What are the good bits for you? If you're gonna let just bullet points, just like moments that come to your head, or things.
That is a good question. I mean, I think the slower moments I like a lot. I like some of like the little cheeky things. Do you mean like Santa's a robot and like things like that? But I think
Santa's a robot.
I think generally I like the more, again, like when they're watching the Earth be created, and like when they're sitting on the rooftop. I quite like those moments.
Yeah.
And like the character building between the two of them.
Yeah.
But I think, again, the Racnoss, I think it was paced weirdly. And the Racnoss, it would have been nice to kind of have a little bit more.
Would you agree then in saying that all the character stuff in this episode's pretty good?
Yeah.
It's just the plot that lets it down.
Pretty much.
Because it's not just like, oh, once the Racnoss appears, the episode gets appeared. It's like the entire plan doesn't really make sense.
No, it doesn't. And like...
Again, why do the Huon particles have to incubate for months if you can just force feed it to Lance immediately?
Where did the Empress come from? From
the Dark Times.
Where did she hide out?
Don't know. I guess that doesn't really matter, to be fair. But it's...
How did she end up, like, knowing that they were drilling down?
Don't know. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's
who was creating the Huon particles in a lab?
Presumably she was, but I don't know. But that's what I mean. Like, all the plot is very thin. Once you start asking these questions, it's broken down. But the character moments are really nice.
Yeah.
Donna's good and she's compelling as like what appears at this point to be a one-off character.
Yeah.
The moments where they like reference Rose is nice.
Yeah.
Donna's interaction with the Doctor's nice. Donna's interaction with Lance is nice.
I say I do like Donna in this. I think she's a bit much. I much prefer it when she comes back, but I understand why
I think the general consensus is that way.
I understand why she is that way because, I mean, it's that thing of, I mean, she's kind of been flung into this thing.
Well,
So I guess you'd
that's
kind
why
of
Donna's
be-
fate in the end is a bit sad, isn't it? Because it's not just like, oh, she can't remember who the Doctor is. It's she's essentially regressed into who she is here.
Yeah. Well, even before here.
Yeah, before this. Yeah, at the start of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a little sad because it's regression. It's not just forgetting.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's got so many good things. It doesn't feel like a Christmas episode.
No, I know what you mean. I think the Christmas Invasion feels more Christmassy. None of them feel as Christmassy as like A Christmas Carol. But
No.
like Moffat really lead into it more.
Which I appreciate, personally. I want a Christmas episode to be Christmassy.
Well, all of Moffat's Christmas specials, with the exception of like The Time of the Doctor, I think, are like names of actual Christmas stories, aren't they? Also, you have A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
You got The Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe is also... I know Narnia technically isn't a Christmas thing, but it's a play on The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which is typically a Christmas like associated story.
Yeah.
The Snowmen, Last Christmas. They're all kind of... Twice Upon a Time. They even just by titles, they feel more Christmassy.
They do, yeah.
Where Voyage of the Damned and The Runaway Bride don't sound all that Christmassy.
No, Voyage of the Damned does feel more than this.
I agree. I think of the main Russell ones, I think this feels more Christmassy than The End of Time does.
End of Time.
Tennant's last one.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
But then the other two, Voyage of the Damned probably feels the most Christmassy, I think, of Russell's ones.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But yeah.
So go on then. What's your ranking of it?
Well, I'd say I think it's like a 6 out of 10. I like it. I think it's better, like, where I would say an average episode of Doctor Who, like, of the ones we've seen this far, I think, like, Tooth and Claw, New Earth, that's kind of like bog standard Doctor Who, that's like a 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think this is like a 6. I like this more than that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But
I think their plot is stronger, but the character interaction between Donna and the 10th Doctor is so good, it raises it up quite a lot.
I wasn't even thinking that deeply. I'm just thinking, how much fun do I have watching it?
I mean, well, yeah,
how
I
much
think
do
that
I
plays
enjoy
the
it?
part, isn't
yeah,
it?
and it's, I enjoy this more. But I wouldn't go as far as to say, oh, this is great, I really recommend this to someone. Like, if I was like, hey, I'm going to show someone who's never seen the show 5 episodes of Doctor Who, this wouldn't be one.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But yeah, anything else to say about The Runaway Bride?
I think that's about it, really.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, yes, I guess so. So thank you all very much for listening. Thank you for bearing with us. Thank you for making it this far and for holding out while we had a bit of a pause to get this one actually uploaded. But yeah, you can subscribe to keep up with everything that we're posting here, which hopefully will be more frequently than on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
You can follow us over on not Instagram. We don't have that. On Apple Podcasts. I was going to say Apple Music.
Spotify.
I'm rusty now, see. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, or just YouTube in and of itself.
Yeah.
Subscribe to keep up with what we're posting. You can like this or leave a comment. We appreciate that. Say something nice to Charlotte.
Oh.
And anything else?
I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Join us next time for...
We're going to meet Martha Jones. Cousin of Adiola, or whatever her name is. But yeah, until then, thank you all very much for listening. Stay safe. Stay away from your co-worker's coffee. And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Goodbye.